limitations, we are then saying that the work integrated learning opportunities that are being provided to the intern or to the graduate intern must then be set them ready for the job market absorption. So it does not, therefore the internship does not only create employment, so it prepare the intern ready for the job market absorption, and they would then use that skill that they have learned during the internship in order to compete for the next available job. But should the opportunity be available, all things being equal, so we are pleading that you know, the potential employers should be absorbed, should absorb these people into their permanent employment scheme.
Absolutely. And Comrade Isaska mentioned earlier that the same opportunities that are available in the urban areas might not necessarily be as allowed in the rural areas. Not that they're not available, but just information-wise. So, Honorable Comrade, do you think that we can ensure that no young person, whether in rural areas or from marginalized communities, especially living with disabilities or so, are left behind in accessing internship opportunities? Do you think that we can ensure that no young person is left behind in the upcoming years?
I think it's important to indicate that the initiative of internship, it takes place under the umbrella of our, you know, of our national governing document. Now, in terms of our constitutional order, number one, our constitution speaks against any form of discrimination, either based on gender, on age, or on social economic status or social economic standing. Our constitution has already prohibited, you know, such kind of manifestation. Proceeding again within the framework of our labor law equally speaks against all form of discrimination. So we cannot then have very wonderful, you know, national governing documents such as our constitutions and our labor law or our labor act, if you so wish, that are speaking against those form or any form of discriminations. And then we are saying, when we are then implementing or rolling out the internship program, we expect those kind of discrimination to take place. No, it can't be correct. It would be inconsistent with our constitutional order. So therefore, we expect that no single Namibian should be discriminated, you know, in the internship program. So everybody should be treated with respect and with dignity, and be given the equal treatment that is extended to any other person. So that's our expectation. Now, when we compare urban and rural, I think so the only limitations that are there are the obvious one that we know, that at times most of or more often than not, and it's not even more often than not because it's a fact. So most of the employers are urban-based as opposed to be rural-based. And that's why in all other, or in most of our national discourses, we speak of the challenge of urbanization, whereby most of the citizens, particularly young people, are leaving their rural residents to migrate to urban centers in search for better opportunity. So it's given that in the urban, it's mostly where better opportunities, including the internships, are available. So it's not necessarily our intentional design. We would want to have things differently, but our current reality dictate as such that better opportunities are in urban center. So we then expect that those prospective employers in the urbans must then be able to give those opportunity to every young person that's needed, without looking at their ethnicity, without looking at their gender, or without looking at their physical appearance. So they should all be treated with equality.
Absolutely, and I love what is happening now in our country, because we see that a lot of opportunities are really moving to the rural areas, they're moving to marginalized communities. Like, the same opportunities are available, but information can really be tricky in terms of them knowing about the opportunities, because a lot of young Namibians don't even know about the National Internship Program, and they're just getting to really find out more information about it. Now, we're still here on Swapo Talks under the Swapo Party Youth League. This is Season 2, Episode 4. I'm your moderator, Nangula Bako, and we're joined by the amazing Honorable Minister, Comrade Wise Emmanuel, and Comrade Isaska Shangiro. So wherever you're watching from, if you have a question, you're welcome to post it in our comment section below, so that we can really know what you'd like us to answer while we're seated here. Moving forward, now, Comrade Isaska, you are an intern at the Ministry of International Relations. Can you just tell us, how has your experience been there so far?
Experience has been very wonderful, very eye-opening to the ministry's works. So it has been very lovely. You know, getting the practical experience has been very good so far. Over and above that, I think it even opens your eyes to even know, okay, if I study this course, I might have ideally set myself up to be in this portfolio. Because when you get into the ministry, when you get that practical experience to be doing internship at a particular area, you get to know a lot of things. You get to know, because you get to be aligned. It goes as far as it sets you up even with an added advantage. For example, let's say there is an intake at the ministry, and then there is a written test. You have an added advantage because you know the inner work. You get to be aligned. It goes as far as it sets you up even with an added advantage. For example, let's say there is an intake at the ministry, and then there is a written test. You have an added advantage because you know the inner works, because you have that exposure to someone that mentors you in the space. So it came as a supervisor, but the time you leave, the person turns into a mentor now. So these are the things that can happen in this space. So for me, it has really been, it gave me insight in how to connect the coursework. To say, okay, I need to study this. Perhaps I must go major in this. So it's an eye-opening experience. You are able now, because you come speak from a position where you are informed, not just uninformed, but you are more informed, you have practical experience, so you are in a position that you are even able to guide the next person. So I would say it has been a great experience, and that's one thing that I would definitely take to the next.
Honorable Sir, how can the quality and outcomes of internship be effectively evaluated? And what incentives meet placement mandates?
I think the evaluations of the impact and the qualities of the internship can only be ascertained through what becomes of the person that has gone through the internship. So I think Isaska spoke about some of the qualities that, or some of the skill that the intern get to have as part of going through the internship program. I just want to add to that so that I qualify what I meant by saying that they are the best available evidence, to demonstrate as to what the impact of the internship is. So the internship does not only provide practical experience or the really